Hi, baby. She's so cute. I'm gonna show you guys her to the camera, even though you don't see my face. Ooh, look at the baby. Look at my baby. My baby is so cute. He's so cutie. He's such a cutie. We're in the family trailer right now. Okay. Telling the story. It's okay, baby. I love you. I love you. Okay. I love you so much. Wanna go in your bed? Check this out. Oh, sorry, baby. I'll show you guys this too. Look. We got her one of these dope ass little well, then I put a different dog bed in it because the one that came with it was pretty ghetto and like thin. But like these little dope wicker rattan, however you want to say, little like mini gazebos for the dog, and it came on a swing, like a post that's a swing. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. It came on a post that was a swing, right? But she's scared of the swing, so we just put it on the couch. Hi, baby. Hi, beautiful girl. Okay. Unfortunately, at this period in our life, my man I'm still with, he was just in and out. Like, now he's been out and stays out, but back then, that was not the case, and God has blessed us to be in a better place as of today, lately, right? So, even though, like I said, I just got out of jail. Okay, so Lewis, right? That's the Greek name we agreed upon. That is the, I don't know if you want to call him a protagonist or an antagonist. His position and role in my life kind of changes with time, right? As many things do. Sorry, my chihuahua's acting like she needs something. You want up here, baby? I'll help you. Oh, you got it. You got it. Okay. Oh, you took my spot? You just had me get up so you can sit there? You want it because it's warm? Okay, that's fine, baby. I sit with you. Okay. So, beginning of the story. Let's break it down to when I first meet Lewis, right? I'm at the Portland Avenue Casino in Tacoma, Washington. And it is a casino owned by the Puyallup Nation tribal people, right? That casino, I heard raking something like $1 million a day. And I don't know how true that is. That seems a little bit like far-fetched because this is not Las Vegas. This is Western Washington, right? But you know what? I've spent enough money in there to kind of believe it. They might have made $1 million off me, shit. But anyway. So, it's possible. Anything's possible. All things possible through God. You know, fucking know. So, anyway, no shade to them. Do your thing. If I was native, I'd be working the system however the fuck I could. If you're from this area that I'm talking about, and you know what I'm talking about when I say Emerald Queen Casino, okay. You know that the new Portland Avenue Casino sucks. It is like, when you go around there, go from machine to machine, you feel like you're walking around on a hamster wheel, way high up in the sky. And if you have a fear of heights, have fun. Have fun looking down at the ground, way, way below you, and a little ass floor. And it doesn't have the same, like, sultry, smoky, dangerous, like, shady, alternative underground atmosphere it used to have, right? It used to be popping. It used to be the place anything could happen when you were there before. And you used to get a meal comp. You got to be there. All you had to do was be in there for an hour or some shit. And you put your little shit in the machine so it knows that you're there betting. You don't even have to be betting. You just have to have it in the machine. And they'll give you a meal comp for I'm not talking like a little piece of pizza. I'm talking like a fat meal. And they had several different restaurants you could choose from. My favorite, personally, if y'all are familiar, just for my locals out here who can relate, my favorite place to go eat was in the way back. Like if you're looking at the casino from the parking lot, it's like way on the left side, way far on the left side of the old one, obviously. It's that little it's that little Vietnamese, joint where you could get the meat and the shrimp and the rice and you could get vermicelli noodle, you could get pho, you could get whatever the fuck you wanted, and it was bomb. And you even got a dessert with it. I'd get the brownie, and you got a beverage with it. Not aside from the free unlimited soda that comes from the casino at practically any casino, right? You got a special beverage on top of that. So what would I get? I'd get the coconut juice with the pulp, with the young coconut jelly. Yes, ma'am. With my shrimp. And at this time I ate pork. I don't eat pork anymore, but I'd get it's like a little pork chop. And it was seasoned real nice, and it had a bunch of shrimps with it and a big thing of rice, and I'd get a bowl of clam chowder. Like, it was fat and for free every day. You could go there, and they never asked you no questions, nothing. And even the Five Casino would give you the meal comp easy, but they started being stingy first, and then the Portland Avenue Casino, the cool one, went away, and now it's this hamster wheel high up in the sky that I don't go. This is bullshit. I've never won big there anyway. My boyfriend has and my friends have, but fucking, I don't give a fuck. I don't like that casino. I'll go to Fife. But anyway, even though there's no meal comp. But anyways, this is back in the day, in the glory days, when there was the old, original, OG casino, Portland Avenue Casino, the Emerald Queen Casino. Okay. And I basically lived there because I lived in my car and my man was in jail and he's the breadwinner, right? And like, I keep a real small circle. I don't have a whole bunch of, like, I can't just go couch surfing, like from couch to couch. If I go couch surfing, it's going to be like 3 little waves and then we're out of waves. Like, where else are we going to go, So I'd stay in my car. I'm an independent woman. I'm a lone wolf. Not really alone. I've had a couple friends, who I, fancy, and people from my other stories, right? Blah, 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 blah. But the casino was the shit because nobody bothered me. I get a free meal. I could pick tickets. I could just walk around all day. Nobody's going to bother me. I'm not causing no trouble. Like, I'm just an innocent, at this point, like 22-year-old little white girl, nobody's paying me no mind. And if they do pay me mind, they want to pay me some money. You know what I'm saying? So it was just, you never knew what was going to happen. It was fun. I was there every day, practically, right? Didn't have no job, was bum ass, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Drugs will do that to you, so don't smoke meth, okay? But anyway, so I'm at the casino, right? And I'm playing the Buffalo, you know what I'm talking about? Where it's like the gold coins, bing, 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 3 of them make you to get the bonus. Not the wheel one, not like none of the fancy ones. I'm talking about the original, just the Buffalo with like the purple background, like the desert sunset bullshit. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I was playing that machine. I remember for some reason, I don't know. I got a little bit of a photographic memory and a very good semantic memory. And so, yeah, I just remember I was playing the Buffalo game. And, so this dude come walking up to me and he's basically like, I've seen you, you've been here for a while. Like, what's up? And he's like relatively my age range ish, like within 10 years. I'm assuming, come to find out, he was much older than me, but black don't crack. That's how that phrase goes. The melanin keeps y'all very, very young. So he was actually like 40, but I thought he was like maybe 29, but okay. Regardless, age ain't nothing but a number. And it was platonic. We were just platonic friends, right? But at this point I didn't know him, right? So he come up to me, he's like, you've been here a while. I'm like, yeah, I ain't got shit else to do. I'm just trying to get lucky. We chop it up. And I like I said, I'm anointed by God. I have a good discernment. I can discern the discernment. Stumbling over my words again, and I'm not even as stoned as I was last time. I might have talked to that shit. Hey, do you want to go lay in the bed? Want to go up here, my hip? You got it? Whoop! There you go, baby. Yeah, baby, you sit behind me like a little parrot on a pirate's shoulder. Yeah, you're so cute. You're cuter than a parrot. You're the best parrot in the world. Okay. I talk to my dog, okay? Get over it. My dog deserves to feel loved and communicated with and all that shit. And I don't give a fuck if it annoys you. If you don't like it, change this video, okay? So, anyway. But really, this is about to get good. So, we're chopping it up. Long story short, he's like, you want to go smoke? I'm like, yep. You already know. And, he lived in a van, and it was like set up cool. And like, I'm not getting any red flags off him. He's real friendly. I keep my distance. I make sure there's always an exit within reach, or a weapon within reach, or something that I can use. There's a way out. I'm never letting myself be cornered in. Like I said, I'm a hoe. I know how things go. Okay, I made it. I survived. I survived jugging and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Didn't get kidnapped by no serial killer doing fetish dates, S&M dates, fucking, I'm straight, okay? I can fucking, and this dude is kind of short, and men, I don't fight men. I'm not one of these bitches who pretends like I can beat up a dude, because like I've been knocked out open-handed by a man, you know what I'm saying? Who was, I understand that men are a lot stronger than women. I don't fight dudes, but this guy, like I said, I wasn't getting any red flags. He wasn't putting me in any position where it's like he could have me vulnerable to try to do something to me. He wasn't, sometimes guys will try to like proposition you to move a certain way so that they can get the upper hand on you. And no, he wasn't doing none of that. Nothing he was doing was suspect. So I'm like, I'm chill, right? And sometimes people, there are good people in this world. Turns out he's a real good person, because we're smoking, we're chilling, we're talking, and things come up. Blah, 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 blah. He winds up plugging me. First day he meets me, right? And if anybody who's in the street, like, no, like, you're not gonna set somebody up with a lick. I'm not talking about robbing nobody, but like, you're not gonna set somebody up to benefit financially, incredibly so, and very much so, like just be hooked the fuck up. You're not going to do that for someone you just meet. But he did. He hooked me up with some people, some Chinese people who became my very good friends. And like very beneficial for me to have that relationship. First day I met him, he plugs me with these people. So I'm like, dude, this dude's chill. To emphasize that, when my dude gets out of jail for a little stint, we're back at the Portland Avenue Casino. And this is what's also, dude, this not only was the meal comp the shit at this place, but what was also cool is the fact that like you could take change, like 15 cents to the cashier, and she would print you out a ticket for 15 cents. You could go play at the 1 cent machine 15 times and maybe come up, you know, or take that ticket and go ticket picking and put it in a machine that got some money and blah, blah, blah. Do what you want to do. Hustle how you want to hustle, you know. Move how you want to move. It's up to you. Make your own choices. Free will, you know, it's America. Whatever, bitch. So, so that was cool. And I had a ticket for like 75 cents with my boyfriend because I'm down to my last bit. My boyfriend's not trying to give me no more money. You know, sometimes I'll be throwing a little fit, but my man's the man. He's not gonna give in. I got 75 cents left. I'm like, fuck, I gotta do something with this. Lewis see me. He comes up to me. He's like, hey. He's like, split that ticket with me, because you can go to the cashier and break tickets like that too. She'll cut it in half. I'm like, dude, it's only 75 cents. He's like, come on, dude, I ain't got shit. Like, he's like, if I win, I'll hook you up. Like, I swear to God, dude, 50-50. Which, by the way, is casino etiquette, okay? If someone gives you money and you win, you're supposed to give them at least half. Like, that's only fair. You wouldn't have had no money if it wasn't for them, right? So, anyway, I'm like, you know, I know yeah, of course. Like, he's like, you know, that's the drill. You know, we'll split. Dude, I swear on everything I love, he came up $300 off that. What's half of 75? 35? 30, 32.5, you know, whatever the fuck it is. He came up $300 on that. Broke me and my dude off $150. Like, good guy, honest good guy all around. He's not being weird with my boyfriend. Like I said, we were completely platonic. The only thing was he wanted, like, when I made some money the first time off those, he wanted me to break him off, but I broke him off anyway because he was driving me around to the people in his van and he needed gas. And so that's only courteous, you know. But and he was like, well, every time you see them, I'm gonna get somebody. I'm like, no, dude, you're not. No, you're not. Like, no. That's and he didn't pressure me about it. Like, I never had to give him money or answer him, nothing like that. He like literally was just a good dude. I thought heaven sent, right? Okay. Pause the story. Here's a little side break. Okay. No, you know what? I'm not gonna do that to y'all. I'm gonna keep going with the story. So I know this dude. I'm acquainted with this dude over the course of a couple years, right? Dude, in and out, in and out, in and out. The climax of the story, which is where the testimony ultimately comes in, is my dude calling me. I'm waiting. I'm trying to go to a hotel with my dude tonight because he's out working, umpiring, and me and the baby girl here are gonna go meet him. And I keep seeing something flash up, but it's just spam, dude. I get so much spam. Don't apply for loans online. They're all fucking liars. Especially if you have a credit score of 400, no one's giving you a loan, but they will call you every day for the rest of your life, okay? And all their friends and their mother and their father and their great aunt twice removed. They will all call you every day, 5 times a day. Like, don't apply for loans online if you have bad credit. Just don't. Okay. Anyway, that's what my phone keeps flashing for. So it's not my man. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so my man's back at this point in the story. This is like several moons go by, like a year, right? And I'm in Federal Way, which is near Tacoma. If you know, you know. It's kind of the hood too. Tacoma's definitely the hood. Federal Way is definitely the hood. I don't know what I'm talking about. Kinda, it really is. Especially for Western Washington, you know. Get it how you live, right? But anyway, so I'm there. I bump into Lewis at a store, and he's same thing as like the first time we met. You want to go smoke? Yeah. I'm like, fuck yeah, I want to go smoke. I never turned down smoking. Smoke weed, smoke at this point, smoke whatever. Like, actually, I didn't smoke cigarettes. I used to smoke cigarettes, but I stopped smoking cigarettes when I was like 21. I'm fucking, no. That's, the Lord delivered me from that real quick. Thank you, Jesus. Okay, because they stink and they kill you. So it's like, what's the point? But anyway. The only tobacco I smoke is the occasional backwood. Like, once a year, maybe I'll roll a backwood or a white owl. Or some shit like that, you know, that's fire. Y'all smoke that kind of tobacco. The fruity, yummy, honey, berry, whatever the fuck, you know, that's it though. That's it. It may be a hookah, but that's like not really tobacco. Is it tobacco? It's like sludge. It's like fruity sludge. Sex on the beach hookah, that's bomb. But anyway, that's beside the point. I haven't even smoked hookah in like 5 years, you know, what the fuck. So, but I'm down. If somebody came to me and was like, hey, you want to pass me the hookah, was that Tiger song anyway though. But anyway, so I'm like, yes, I want to smoke. That's the point. And I'm like, all of a sudden we're getting into the car. He's like, okay, go meet me at this place, like this spot. I get in my car and I sit down, and it's like someone whispered in my ear. I didn't audibly hear it. Okay, I'm not schizophrenic. And sometimes the Lord does work like that, where people will claim to audibly hear the Lord. When the Lord speaks to me, I hear it in my mind's eye or my mind's ear, right? It's like I'm thinking to myself, but it's a voice that's not generated within myself, right? I get this. It's almost like a premonition. It was prophetic. If you want to be scriptural, this was incredibly prophetic. But at the time, I have no evidence to support it in my frame of reference. This dude's never done me wrong. I don't know a whole lot about this dude's history. I don't know a whole lot about this dude in general, right? He's just an associate from out in the world, right? I sit in my car seat, go to turn my key in ignition, and he's gonna rape me. He's going to try to rape me. He gave no signs of doing that. And as a white woman, like, you know, I double take myself, like, what, bitch, what? Why do you think that? Like, but because it was from something outside myself and my discernment, I can tell it's something greater than myself, something big, higher than me, you know, I'm like, no, dude, I'm not going. So if you know Federal Way, Pacific Highway, it's like one long stretch, right? We're supposed to meet down on one side. I had the opposite direction. And I don't know what this fool was doing, right? Because he should have been going. We started at the same place. The meeting spot's the same place. He should have been going the other way. I'm trying to escape him. But somehow I wind up passing him, like, and we're going slow enough speed so he has time to like mouth to me, like, where are you going? Turn around, go this way. And I just waved at him, like, bye, you know, like, for all he knew, you know, I wasn't being rude. For all he knew, something came up. For all he knew, you know, my nephew called me and got his leg cut off. You know, I could have had an emergency. I had to go. You know, he don't need to know that I, you know, got a funny feeling about him. I just like waved and just carried on. But in hindsight, I'm like, what the fuck was he doing? Like, he could have been dumping something. He could have been going and getting something ready, like in the back of the van, like to like, you know, having stash his weapons, have it in a place where he could pull it on me. Like, who knows what he was doing and why he was going the wrong way and to get to the spot. And that should have that was God showing me something right there too. And if you didn't know, if you couldn't tell, you know, spoiler alert, the prophetic prophecy premonition I got was from God, from the one and only creator of the universe, Allah, the Almighty, the only one, our creator, our savior, our everything, the Father of Jesus, the producer of the Holy Spirit. You know, God sent me that. And listen, this is why, okay? This is why I don't see Lewis for another like year and a half. But what do you know? We run into each other, I think, at the Fife location, Emerald Queen Casino, Fife location. And, you know, I've kind of at this point, like, I have my own shit going on. I forgot about that little, you know, incident. He's like, you want to smoke? I'm like, yeah. But this time he's got a girl with him and his girl's got a friend. So it's not just like me and him. So it's like, it's chill, you know. Regardless, even if I didn't remember, it was like, as I'm retelling the story, it's like, why would you go with him? Because there was other people, you know. So we're smoking. And I don't know this. And I believe this was God also. Like, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. And you will, like, your tongue will obey the commands of the Lord. Like, I believe the Spirit told him to confess to me, like, part of his history. And he told me, he said he had 2 rape cases. He said he did one, didn't do the other. One he's innocent, one he's not. And the one where he isn't innocent is like the girl was like leading him on kind of, but then she got cold feet and he didn't care. He made her do it. So he's done time for it. And he brought it up out the blue. I don't know. The conversation did not like segue into that smoothly. It's like the Spirit forced him to just tell me. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, so my inclination of this is very specific to say he's going to rape me. You know, he could rob me. He could assault me. He could sell me into slavery. He could take me out to lunch. He could do a lot of things. To be so specific to me, sit down and say, he's going to rape me out of nowhere. That's the Lord, dude. And like, no weapon formed against me shall prosper, dude. And if you don't heed that and like see the significance in that, like I could be in the ground right now. He could have killed me just to shut me up. I could not be here right now just because I didn't know the Lord. I didn't hear that voice. And I went with him thinking everything was cool like it always had been. I had no reason not to trust this dude. I had nothing in my firm reference, knew nothing about his history to know that he's a rapist. The Lord blesses you. The Lord protects you. All who know him run to him because he is a fortified tower in this world of fucking monsters and ugliness, dude, and darkness, dude. He will keep you safe. All you got to do is know his name, cry out his name. And he saved my life that day. Like it was nothing. It was so profound, but he got my back like that so much, I forgot about it. I felt like I dodged a bullet in the moment, but honestly, that didn't stay in my long-term memory. Well, obviously it did because I can recall it, but at that time in my life, I kept it pushing. It was like, it wasn't shit to me. I didn't fucking find any significance in that. But in hindsight, it's 2020. Okay. So it's kind of a short testimony. That's all it is to it. But I do want to say something. And this is also, like the same sort of topic, right? The supernatural, the divine, the non-human, the unknown, right? Okay. One of the times me and Lewis were kicking it, he told me this story, and I believe him. And first, let me preface this. This is the part 2. If you don't want to hear, this is kind of like more about aliens, right? Aliens and kind of some weird kind of shit. So this isn't necessarily about, Jesus and my relationship with my Father Creator. This is just about some alternative kind of wild stuff that does fall under the umbrella of God's creation and our reality on this plane and et cetera, right? But okay, if you're familiar with Credo Mutwa, and I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. If you're not familiar with him, you should get familiar, okay? Because he is, okay, I don't know who's listening and what, but basically, from what I understand, I could be butchering this, but the Zulu Nation, the tribe in Africa, right, I believe of the southern portion of Africa, right? They've been around for many, many moons, way longer than America's been around, way longer than, any of the shit we're talking about that's relative to us. Like Zulu has been around forever, right, in Africa. And they have an oral history that's passed down from generation to generation through people called Sangoma, who are the healers. And they not only do they keep the oral history of the people, but they keep, they have spiritual and medicinal knowledge that is passed down from their ancestors that they keep, and they are regarded as like they're very respected, revered, important people in that community because they heal people. They have like the sort of connection into the other side of the veil, if you will, and they have they're like enlightened. They're the shaman. They're the and if you've seen that movie, that dumbass movie, the fucking what's it called, the something killer, where it talks about the Sangomas are cannibals. That's not what it's about. Okay, they may have something to do with that in their practice to some degree. I don't know. I'm a white girl from the Seattle area. Okay, I can't speak on it, but they're definitely not cannibals like that movie portrayed them to be. And if you watch Credo Mutwa's videos, you're like, that guy wouldn't hurt a fly. You know what I'm saying? Like, he seems like jolly old Saint Nick, like, except black. Like that's Hollywood for you. Hollywood's always full of bullshit, and when they do give us some truth, it's like done up in special effects, so we assume it's fake. And that's a whole nother thing. What's that called, where they desensitize you to something that's about to happen? Anyway, that's a whole nother blah 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 blah. This isn't a conspiracy channel necessarily. It might take that direction sometimes, but no. So get familiar with Credo Mutwa. Watch his interviews from when he's young, because this is what this dude was, a Sangoma. And by the way, to be a Sangoma, from what I understand, is a incredibly strenuous and like selective process. Like very, very, very few people make the cut, and it's years of initiation. Like you to become a Sangoma, to like get that title is like an honor, is a achievement, right? So he's just not some, honestly, if you watch this as an ignorant Bubba and you'd have no idea about like him and he speaks English. He was taught English when he was a kid, and like he speaks perfect English. He's just good vibes. Like, and I honestly think there's probably a whole shitload of truth in the shit he talk about. My spirit just believe him. Romans, whatever, said the truth is written in your hearts. My heart like vibes with what he's talking about. And here's why he talked about it though, because the Zulu Nation, the Sangomas, kept their information privileged. It was on a need to know within the circle type of shit. Like, they're not going around telling everybody. But with all the war that Africa, within our relative recent history, right? All the civil wars, all the unrest, all the political crazy guerrilla warfare, blood diamond, all this crazy shit going on in Africa all the time. Credo Mutwa had a fear that something would happen to his people, and the history and the knowledge and the sacred teachings would be lost. So he agreed to sit down with people and talk about what he knew. And he spills the tea. And they believe in aliens. Guess what? And you know what? They're not the only people. And I know this from watching his teachings, right? They're not the only people who, like, tribal sort of people who acknowledge alien creatures and things like that. The Polynesians, the Samoans, Polynesians, one of those kind of islander sects, they actually believe in and fear this one of these the entity that's going to be the focal point of this little bit of story that I'm going to retell that Lewis told me, right? They're these little hairy furry fucking things, and they go around and they attack people, assault people, beat people up, molest people, hurt people. They just like to cause chaos, and they're evil, and they're little shitheads. They're fucking, but they're little and they're furry, and they're like, like little evil horny gophers, or some shit like that. And that's why the people, either the Samoans or the Polynesians, forgive me if my ignorance, but they build their house up on stilts to avoid, at least they did it back in the day, to avoid being attacked by this kind of creature. And now, that island and where the Zulu people live, that's a whole world away. Do you think it's really a coincidence that they have the same mythology? They're not really, as far as our relative history is concerned, those two groups of people are not interconnected, right? So the fact that they believe in the same thing, you don't think that's that in itself is validation to some degree? My mind says very well could be a possibility. Anything's possible. All things are possible through God, and this world is crazy. So I don't doubt it. I believe it. And on top of that, in South Africa, those fucking little creatures, I wish I could remember the name, but there was a dude who wanted to be a Sangoma, tried to be it. They said, buddy, something's wrong in your spirit. You got darkness in you. You're out. Don't come back to the audition tomorrow. You got to go home and sit down. So the dude started killing little girls or some shit, like going on a murder serial killer spree. When he went to court in South Africa, he said, that little thing told me to do it. You know what? They fucking let him go. The court in South Africa, they believed in it. Okay. So this, but check it out. That little thing found its way to Compton, I guess, because check it out. This is what Lewis told me. He said him and his friend were in their apartment, boarded, locked in the apartment for weeks at a time, just smoking crack. It's typical, right? So he's in the apartment. They've been in there for weeks, just smoking crack. Who knows how, probably very sleep deprived, right? So a lot of people will dismiss this as, psychosis or some sort of hallucination, But the way, when he was telling me this story, there was a sense of fear in him. And I could see it in his eyes. I could feel it reverberating from his gut, like his core, like he was not playing. I believe him 100%. And this is weird, right? And when he told me this story, I had no idea about who Credo Mutwa was. I didn't know what a Sangoma was. I didn't know that there were any kind of alien species other than the Greys and the lizard people, right? I had never heard of anything else. So this is really the first time I heard about this. And then I started getting information from other people, and that validated it for me even more. I'm like, he probably really did experience this shit. So he's ready. They're in their apartment smoking crack. He says, out of nowhere, like out of the darkness, it just apparated, appeared out of thin air and was running like a little fur ball running across the room, darting, out of sight, but running past them, but out of sight. And then he said, it busted out from the shadows again and raped his friend in the butt. And that's what they're known for, though. Those kind of aliens, that's the mythology about them. They molest people, rape people, and he fucked his friend in the butt, and he watched, and he said he was terrified. Isn't that some shit? That's crazy. But anyway, God is real. Spiritual warfare is real. Satan's army is real, and they're trying to corrupt your life. So please do yourself a favor. Get with Jesus before the bell runs out. Thank me when you do. I'm sure you will, because it's a good life with God on your side. No weapon formed against me shall prosper.